I'm going to get a quick message out. I'm going to move a message to the LGBTQ community in reference to what's actually happening in their world. I don't want them to stay completely political. I understand that a certain political party serves your purposes better than another, but I don't want you to put your hope in those other political parties. I want you to learn to put your hope in God, and many of you do. So again, the whole LGBTQ thing is a scam. Political parties are a scam anymore. It shifted at a certain point. When I was 7 years old, I was a Nixon fan, and I went to the polls and all that. It's not real anymore. I'm not telling you Nixon is a perfect person. He's a sinner saved by grace. So again, he's imperfect, but yet the system was not corrupt like it is today. So I want you all to understand that you understand right now that law enforcement has fallen short in most of your lives. You believe that it was honest, it was telling you about a threat, but it appears like nobody really cares about that threat. And that's real. Well, I know what happened. Why is it? Oh, I can see. All right, my defroster went on and my AC went off. That's why it was hot all day. I couldn't figure it out. Yeah, I'm driving in a vehicle, so it's not going to be a perfect thing. Right. Well, what I'm doing is I'm also looking for likenesses. One of the people that I spoke about in the Marshal Service that was corrupt, they would bring her likeness around trying to trigger me. No, they weren't testing me to see if I was dangerous, had done something to somebody. It's just they know how to psychologically torture people. So again, you're being psychologically tortured, LGBTQ people. It altered based upon error to harm you and others. So what you have to realize is, although you see cases where somebody tried to meet a 14-year-old, your people are being targeted, being victimized. They're looking for somebody that might be isolated or that they could isolate or did isolate, that has psychological issues of another nature. Or maybe you're just a kind of a very docile, unassuming person that nobody would ever protect or has no real protections. And they start psychologically tearing down that person's mind and shifting that person into pedophilia, into rape. So again, if you're a 16-year-old trans person, you're going to be targeted by adult, high-level spycraft operators of a conservative nature all across the world. And there might actually be liberal ones that do it just to make big money because that's where the big money is. Again, they have no real allegiances. They even do each other. If they paid $1 million to do one of their own people, they'd do her. Take her out, get her to commit suicide, take him out, get him to commit suicide, whatever's needed to get whatever it is they want done. So again, what you're seeing is not what you're seeing. It's what I'm saying it is. And I don't want to be too long on this because I want people to listen to it and to protect themselves. You have to draw closer to one another, and you really could draw closer to God if you understood who was and who God is. And again, God will be anybody you want God to be if it you and helps creation. And again, this isn't an abortion stance or anything like that. Again, they steal terms and go crazy with it in some sort of political activist type of thing, and then none of us can actually use it without triggering other people. They've used the name God and abused people with it. They've used the name creation and abused people with it. They've used the title the title of a person is an abomination and abused people with it. The idea is you're being victimized to become what they want you to become. But if you notice, everything is becoming more liberal at the same time. Because why? They're trying to shift it back. Because God knows Satan's game. Evil will try to make you move as far left as they can, even into criminal activity, and then push it all right. And then do the other side also that way. So what you need to do is just draw tighter to each other. Don't let them isolate your people. Put information out online that there are psychological operators online attempting to shift transgender people, LGBTQ people, and anybody that supports them into some sort of sexual crime. The things you're seeing online, I can't testify to any of those people because they could be operated themselves and be led around by the nose thinking they're doing something well. What I can tell you that there are people online taking advantage of less sophisticated people that are LGBTQ, trans included, and mostly trans at this point. And there are some in the middle right now, some who have been arrested for it, some who are being psychologically analyzed to figure out how the best way to turn them into a pedophile or at least make them look like a pedophile. You have to realize the person on the other side is an adult with an adult willpower. And if they have millions of dollars or they're famous or they're in law enforcement, they can will down the other person. But they're also psychologically operating in a physical nature, changing that person's life into something that would allow the manipulation. And isolation is one of their biggest things. So again, protect your people by telling them that people are going to try to twist their mind into criminal sexuality. And then link the two. The transgender, the LGBTQ is related to the criminal sexuality. So again, all you need to do is to heal everybody and everything. Every creation has the ability to heal. But the idea is you don't say to heal it, you don't say that you want to catch those people that are doing it. If that's to happen, that's fine. What you want to say is you want to heal such things away so they never occur. And in so doing, some people might be arrested for it. At this point, they all pretty much have an out. They're either official law enforcement or they're I'm in the wrong lane here, or they're private investigators or something, or they have their own show. Now you don't have to be anything. You just have to have your own show. And you're allowed to go into someone's life and manipulate them into pedophilia. That's the scam. Now, I will tell you, some of those people have been arrested. Some of those people have lost their jobs. Some of those people are blackballed, but, it's not official. It's not for that particular thing. It's for something else. Because they won't come against that machine. They're afraid of it. If it's not them, it'll be their brother, their mother, their kid, whoever. So again, organized crime has taken over the world, and that's what you're seeing. So heal it and stick together. They're going to try to separate you all. Realize that there are psychological operators. They can alter what you see online based upon just having the money to put it out there. And then also they can hack the LGBTQ, the trans computer, and have them see things that nobody else gets to see. And it'll twist your mind. They can surreptitiously drug you. I can't, imagine a lot of you would stop going out to eat, but I did it because I was drugged. And those drugs don't necessarily make you feel woozy. They just make you susceptible to persuasion. So again, do what you can to stay close to one another and support one another psychologically and warn each other of what could happen. And that was also my suggestion for the law for the education community, because they're being operated into pedophilia. I said, tell them to support one another, to speak about it. They make everybody afraid to speak about it, so nobody can fix it. So again, that's about all there is. Stay peaceful, praise God in all which